If you were a kid growing up in the early 2000s or early 2010s, then the chances are you're probably familiar with web browser-based online flash games. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm talking about Miniclip, Newgrounds, addicting games, armor games, and whatever floats your boat! These websites are basically our one-way ticket to the promised land of every single game genre you could ever imagine. And the best part? They're all free. Now, looking back at most of these games, they don't particularly age well. Some of them don't even work properly, and some can take forever to load if your internet speed is as consistent as getting a razor shavings out of your own textbook. However, I would argue that flash games have a certain charm and novelty to them that cannot be replicated. These games are meant to fully utilize the software that they were programmed on. They are proof that any college dropout who wasted 4 years of their life getting a certificate in visual communication are able to create fun and simple time wasters that anyone can enjoy. And some of these games have decent concepts that are good enough to be made into actual games you'll see on store shelves. Even after Adobe has stopped supporting Flash in 2020, many dedicated people have attempted to archive all of these games so it can be cherished for future generations, which is a good thing because most of these games are now lost to time. And that got me thinking. When it comes to the topic of Flash games, most people would usually bring up stuff like the Impossible Quizzes, Bloons Tower Defense, and Whack Your Most Despised Person or something. And so today, I'm gonna be talking about Flash games that I don't think a lot of people are even aware they existed. Either they'll be hidden gems or rotting corpses. I am going to be taking all of you on a trip to the seemingly never-ending rabbit hole of forgotten Flash games. Now before we start, I just want to give a big special thanks to Blue Maximus Flashpoint, an archival project containing over 200,000 contributions from over 120 different plugins. This makes a lot of Flash games and even animations playable offline. They've been a real help in the making of this video. Go check them out if you're interested. So without further ado, let's start with... Ask yourselves, has there ever been a good caveman game? Well, I mean, yeah, but... you know. Of course, if you dig deep enough, you'll discover some really obscure stuff. Chuck Rock, BC Racers, Bonk, those games are all fine and dandy, but I want a good caveman game. An action-adventure video game where you play as a Neanderthal, venturing around the prehistoric era, crafting tools, finding shelter, hunting for food, and fighting dinosaurs. There is this one game that was in development for the original Xbox titled BC, but it was cancelled for being too ambitious for the time. Well, we can't have everything, I suppose. So, instead of something grand and overly ambitious, why not we have something a little more simple and linear? Stone Age Sam is a point-and-click adventure puzzle game where you play as the eponymous caveman. You solve various puzzles by clicking and interacting with the environment around you. Clicking on the wrong thing, however, is an instant game over, and you'll have to do the whole level all over again. Throughout the game, you'll help Sam do some pretty mundane caveman stuff, such as hunting for food, finding shelter, hunting for food, yada yada yada. What you see is what you get with Stone Age Sam, so there really isn't much I can really talk about. There is this timer that counts down on every level, but it doesn't really do anything other than to increase your score based on how fast you can finish. The art style is cute, at least. Well, aside from the... Yeah, that. After we succeeded at doing everything, including your wife, the final level has you helping Sam save his family from a group of kidnappers. It's a nice ending, I guess, but it left me wanting more. And I want something with a little more action. Now this is the one that I remembered playing the most as a kid. Stone Age Sam 2 is pretty much the same gameplay-wise. Sam and his family now has to survive through the Ice Age while being on the run from this Chewbacca-looking motherfucker. Later in the game, Sam and his family are then held captive by this blonde, muscular man. You then win the competition by throwing poop, the monster thing comes back, you then stop the monster by making him drunk and kicking it in the face. And the game ends with Sam becoming the king of... kings. I don't know. The puzzles for both of these games are relatively easy, for the most part, but that's probably because I played both of these games religiously as a kid. Of course, playing it blindly could lead you to a few deaths, but if you know what you're doing, like me, you can probably beat these games before breakfast any day. All in all, the Stone Age Sam duology is a short but sweet experience. And no, there is no third game. Do we ever need one? Maybe a Telltale-inspired game where your choices will affect the course of the story? I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Moving on to the next game. The Power Rangers are here! The Power Rangers are there! The Power Rangers are everywhere! Power Rangers is this! Power Rangers is that! Power Rangers are at your house! Power Rangers own your house! Power Rangers should be this! Power Rangers should be that! Power Rangers was cool! Emphasis on was! Power Rangers can be weird, cheesy, funny, wholesome, fucking stupid!
You see any tears?
And now, after 30 plus years, the Power Rangers are dead. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about that right now. Instead, I want to talk about a certain Flash game that looks fake and genuine at the same time. Okay, we're off to a good start. Yeah, that is definitely not music stolen from Contra for the NES. And that artwork is totally not ripped straight from official art they use for Power Rangers Time Force. And that name, Cartoon Hero. That is the kind of name they would use on those bootleg toys you'll often see in those supermarkets. Before the game starts, you'll get the option to choose between Team Infiltration and Solo Infiltration. For what I've played, there is barely any difference whatsoever. Team Infiltration allows you to switch your Rangers. Each of them have their own playstyles, and quick switching them will give the player some strategy. Solo Infiltration, on the other hand, absolute aura. Pressing the C key allows you to switch fighting styles. Not only are his attacks fast and versatile, but his special meter fills up faster than a towing company can take down your videos. Every level in this game has the exact same formula. Some drill team bad guys attack the city, our cartoon heroes arrive to stop them, you beat up the goons until the timer bar on top reaches full, and now you are face to face with the boss monster, who also happens to be drill themed. There's also a second phase where you bust out your own Megazord, which is really cool, and after beating the boss, you get to see those sweet, sweet finishing moves. Oh yeah. It's arcade-inspired beat-em-up action at its finest, and for the most part, it plays just fine. Did I mention that this game is really fucking hard? I mean, it's hard, but not impossible. The difficulty is comparable to old-school NES/Famicom games. Oh, and the game gives you a password at the end of each level. Because once you die, you have to restart the game from the very beginning. And you are gonna need those passwords because you're gonna be dying over and over and over and over and over and wait, oh, come on! The bosses in this game just takes away so much of your health. I mean, just look at this. Cartoon Hero is a fun and nice little tribute to the franchise that they took inspiration from. And I could just end this segment right here, but I just can't. I refuse to believe that some anonymous programmer created a game that clearly has a lot of effort put into it, only to dump it on some website that I don't think a lot of people even know existed. So, I decided to dig a little deeper and managed to stumble across this. Yes, what you're seeing right now is the original source. This is called Mugen Sentai O Ranger, which roughly translates to Unmanned Squadron O Ranger. Everything from the gameplay is literally the same, except you now have the option to select the level. So yeah, just fuck those passwords. Cartoon Hero basically stole assets from this relatively unknown Japanese flash game, made some alterations, and just claim it as their own. Wow. Just like Haim Saban.
What do you want? Here's what I want. I want all that money back. That's what I want. I want you to give me that money. It's my money. I want my money.
Oh, you think that this is the only game that I managed to dig up? Well, how about Stick Trinity? This is shameless. It's the same game, but with stick figures. There isn't even any music in this one.
You see any tears?
Even the UI of the main menu is literally ripped straight from the O Ranger game. But why stop there? How about Stick Trinity 2? Zombie Slayer. They never even tried with this one. The only difference is that now they're zombies. And blood. I just realized something. These 4 games aren't just some cute little homage to a Japanese superhero show. No. This is an allegory. An allegory of how most countries localize various media that originated from another country. And when that localization became successful, other people started to make something similar just to cash in on their success. Because get this, Power Rangers is an American adaptation of Super Sentai. They basically took all of the costumes and existing footage, altered and modified them, and labeled them as something new. Look, what I'm trying to say is, if Cartoon Hero represents the American adaptation, then that would make Stick Trinity the tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. Okay, I think I fucked around long enough. So, in conclusion, Cartoon Hero might be the most accurate representation of Haim Saban and his company since Chroma Squad. Which I can't even play! Ah, yes, my two favorite things in life. Games and capitalism. Games and money. Games and food. Gaming has always been associated with food during its heyday. This can either take the form of games where preparing and serving food being the primary goal, or real-life promotional tie-ins, contest sweepstakes, and the obligatory sponsorships. And sometimes you just want to stuff your face while playing a game during your downtime. And believe me, after going through an intense round of Zuma Deluxe, you'll probably start asking yourself, I could go for some nips right now. Of course, food is a recurring theme present in many Flash games. There are the iconic ones, like the Flipline Studios' Papa's games. There's also a bunch of games based on real-life food brands. But for this video, I'm gonna be focusing on... well, it's either this or nips. UFO Shop is a Flash game based on the real-life brand of instant yakisoba noodles that mostly taste like salty rubber and plastic. In this game, you play as a minimum-wage Japanese convenience store worker, where you have to pour boiling hot water for the customers' never-ending cravings for UFO noodles. The goal is simple. Pour hot water to 100 customers before they can get really angry, and you beat the game. You also have this big kettle power-up that can help you pour water instantly for a limited time. There's not much to this game, and it certainly doesn't make me want to buy a pack of noodles. Oh well, I guess we can move on to the next segment. Wait, they made a sequel?! Who would have thought that we'd get a UFO Shop 2 before a PC port of Bloodborne? The gameplay in this one is a Pac-Man clone. You play as this Japanese schoolboy where you wander around the school, eating UFO noodles that spawn randomly on the ground. The goal is the same as the first game, only this time you try to avoid your teachers before they can touch you in places that are considered inappropriate. But you can counter that by eating the 130 grams big size Nissin brand UFO instant yakisoba noodles! In stores now. I could make a lot of jokes here about how a young schoolboy eating 100 bowls of instant noodles isn't going to bloat the shit out of him and later give his little tummy the runs before his school day ends. But we have another problem. I like this. I like playing these two games more than a lot of actual video games that came out in recent years. These two Flash games that exist to promote instant noodles have a lot more fun and soul than any modern AAA hits that you see on home consoles. The gameplay is so addictive, the graphics are so charming, the music, while repetitive, is so upbeat and catchy that you can just listen to it all day, and... I mean, it's alright. Salty, but it's alright. Moral of the story. Get some Japanese developer to make a Nips game. Because I can't think of anyone else that could do a better job. Okay, hear me out on this. South Park is an adult animated series about a group of 4 kids and a whole cast of crazy characters dealing with crude and political shenanigans in the titular fictional town of Colorado. Okay, now, Grand Theft Auto is a video game series where you play as a ruthless and violent criminal as you slowly work your way up to the ladder of organized crime by doing various illegal activities or just screwing around and ruining other people's day. What do these two have in common? Well, they are both very controversial, and kids love it. Now get this. If we were to combine both of these things together, we would get... close enough. This is Ray. Now, yeah, the style is very obviously based on how people drew South Park OCs on DeviantArt, but moving that aside, the animation is pretty on par with the show. For the most part, it's hard to believe that this came out in 2003. It even has voice acting too.
Hey, faggot, how about giving us the keys to your car? You hit like a bitch. We have an intruder. Hurry up and pick something! Hey, why you no payment?
Cool? As for the game itself, okay, this isn't exactly a game, more like an interactive movie. In every scenario, you are given various choices of what you want Ray to do. Every choice you pick gives you a different outcome, usually ones that are very, very over the top and brutal. God damn, it was a simpler time. Now the choices you pick doesn't really affect the game's story. It will, however, affect your final score once you finish the game. Every time you pick a choice, a number will be shown on your screen. At first, you think you're supposed to guess which choice will give you the highest number, which when accumulated will give you a better score, right? Oh no, that is not how numbers work in this game. If you get a number higher than 1, then you are most likely getting a terrible score. The end screen after the credits will ask you to pick one of 4 ranks based on how many points you have accumulated. These 4 rankings are Serial Killer, a pretty cool guy, a fucking fairy, and the... Well, it is the early 2000s. Maybe people back then actually thought it was funny? So yeah, basically, the fewer points you get, the better your rank will be. Not that it matters anyway, since you've gotta keep track of the points yourself. The game never does that for you. So really, first-time players are probably going to A. Lie to the game, claiming that you have fewer points, or B. Are confused as shit because this game assumes that you are keeping track of your score. Honestly, this game can get a little boring after the second playthrough, which is why I think Ray Part 2 is far superior. Gameplay-wise, it is the same as the first game, only this time you have these optional mini-games that you can play in between missions. They're nothing special, but still, pretty cool. The animation has vastly improved, which is impressive for a game released 11 months after the first. And would you look at that, it actually keeps track of your score this time. Now it's 6 different rankings. I managed to get Knight of 5 Man on my first run, and Hitman rank on my second run. Ray Part 2 is a hell of a good time. Definitely be replaying this one more than the first. Sadly, this is where the Ray series ends, at least as a game, because there is a Ray Part 3, but this one is more of a movie than an actual game. It is pretty much a teaser of what could have been the best installment in the trilogy. Ray Part 3 never got made, and thus making it the final nail in the coffin for this series. Or is it? Very recently, the developer has announced a remake of the first game. This remake ditches the South Park style altogether in favor of a more similar style to the developer's other game, Repella-Fella. This is a spiritual successor to the Ray series. It had a similar choose-your-own-adventure style, only this time with a more Australian flair. It is available on Steam, so check it out if you're interested. The Ray series are not the most in-depth or even fleshed-out games, but they have a distinct charm that makes it worth playing. So yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Phil Collins! How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. This last game we're gonna look at today is called 2112 Cooperation, aka Hostility Ultimate Force 2, an arcade-inspired on-rails shooter. If you love Time Crisis or Virtua Cop, this game is definitely right up your alley. It's created by 3D BBQ, an artist/game developer based in Taiwan. He even made many other games before this. All of these games sporting this really cool early era art style, this really cool pre-rendered new millennium CGI 3D bold, bright, metallic, translucent, neon-like hues on Windows XP, thick outline Jamie Hewlett, Tetsuya Nomura, Hideyuki Tanaka, cubics, robots for everyone looking, Hot Topic, Banana Republic wearing, 6th generation PS2, Dreamcast, Jet Set Radio styled, Men in Black, The Matrix Reloaded, Wesley Snipes, Blade, Techno Era Beat, Rave Music, Sam Raimi Spider-Man title font, type style savvy, character designs. Whew. Or just call it Y2K or whatever, let's just play this shit.
Let's change the rules.
Now this is technically a two-player game. One player uses the mouse while the other uses the enter key. Not that it matters anyway, you can still play through the entire game on your own. The only downside is that it'll affect your accuracy score as you are focused on the two screens. There are two versions of this game, the web browser version which splits the main campaign into 5 parts, and the downloadable version, which is the version I'm playing right now. This is a downloadable exe file which compiles all 5 parts of the main campaign and includes some bonus stuff like Time Bomb, Street Skirmish, and Battle Garden. There's also other stuff included here, like this hub world, which lets you explore the HQ of our main characters. There's also this shooting range, which is really tricky if you're not fast enough. These little codes and secrets, which I cannot for the life of me figure it out. And then finally, there are these character bios. All of them are written in Mandarin. The main campaign has you playing as two agents, Dick and Alma. Their mission is to infiltrate an evil biotech corporation to steal a dangerous antibody. And wouldn't you know it, everyone is trying to kill them. Robots, rabbits, goons with protection, this fucking guy, people who use public restrooms, finally, a good justification for murder. In the middle of a chapter, Alma gets kidnapped, which means in the next chapter, you have to go solo. Eventually, we broke her out, tried not to get JFK'd in the head, and the day is saved. The characters break the fourth wall, the end. Let's celebrate with bubble tea, Taiwan sausages, and May Day. Who could forget May Day? Maybe it's just me, but I don't really like this game that much. While I do respect the effort and passion that went into the making of it, I still think it aged really poorly. The gameplay is kind of buggy and the accuracy score doesn't really make a lot of sense when you consider the fact that, for the most part, you're just shooting everything. The other bonus stuff like Time Bomb, Street Skirmish, and Battle Garden are kind of the same thing, except with a different set of goals, rules, and they're all single player. For the most part, this game is just mindless fun. Nothing wrong with that, but hey, what do you expect from a free-to-play online Flash game made back in 2009? And honestly, that's what makes Flash games so special to me. Not all of them are gonna be winners, but if you look hard enough, you can find some pretty interesting stuff, and Hostility Ultimate Force 2 is a good example of that. It has flaws, but this is actually one of the most genuinely well-made Flash games that I've ever come across. You can clearly tell the developer had a lot of fun making it. As I am writing this, 3D BBQ, the creator of this game, is still active online and has expressed interest in making more Hostility games in the future. If you're interested, go support him on Ko-fi. Well, I think that's enough Flash for today, so I think I'm gonna end this video right here. Special thanks to Blue Maximus Flashpoint, and also a huge special thanks to the Data Vault for archiving the download files of this game, and big thanks to all of you for watching this video. Stay safe, stay gold, and thank you for your time.